Franklin here. Ever question reality? Ever question our purpose? Ever question what's beyond? Welcome to Beyond Nuanda. Today we will be talking about the origins of the Mothman. Before the Mothman became a legend, and before he became an omen tied to a devastating tragedy, there was a quiet town in West Virginia where something unexplainable began to stir. This story starts in 1966 in Point Pleasant, a place as ordinary as any small American town, or so it seemed. In November of that year, when the first sightings began, it was a chilly evening, and two young couples were driving near the abandoned TNT factory, a place known for its mysterious, forgotten past. Suddenly, they saw something impossible, something tall, dark, and otherworldly. Described as a huge figure standing 6 or 7 feet tall, with massive wings that stretched far beyond anything natural. But it wasn't just its size that terrified them, it was the eyes glowing red, unblinking, and eerily hypnotic. The creature didn't fly like a bird, it hovered, darting towards their car with unnatural speed, almost as if it was chasing them. The creature vanished into the night, leaving the couple shaken, but they weren't the only ones. Over the next year, reports of similar encounters flooded in from all around the town. People saw it by the river, on rooftops, and even perched high in trees. Every time those red eyes haunted the witnesses. But here's where things get even stranger. Some of those who saw the Mothman also began to report other eerie phenomena, electrical malfunctions, strange buzzing sounds on their phones, and feelings of deep unease. It was as if something was watching them, something that wasn't supposed to be there. Now, on to the tragedy. On December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge, a vital connection between Point Pleasant and Ohio, suddenly collapsed during rush hour, killing 46 people. In the days leading up to the disaster, there were reports that the Mothman had been seen near the bridge. Was it a warning? An omen of the impending disaster? To this day, no one knows for sure. The Mothman's origin remains a mystery, and its connection to the bridge collapse is still debated. Some say it's a supernatural force. Others think it's a creature from another world. But one thing is for certain. Point Pleasant will always and forever be haunted by the shadow of the Mothman. You may ask, where did it come from and what does it want? The answers remain elusive. But the legend of the Mothman is alive and well, a story that still haunts the skies above Point Pleasant. And honestly, it's kind of a fascinating story, even though it's kind of grim. But it's up to you to make your judgment on what is concerning the Mothman. Honestly, it could be a bunch of things. Alrighty, that does it with this episode of Beyond Nuanda. Today's subject of discussion was actually a recommendation by my wife. But if you want to know more about the Mothman, I'm sure that Google can be your best friend. Just wanted to give a nice introduction to the story of the Mothman. But anyways, stay tuned with Fryndarr at the end of the month for another episode of Nuanda Archives. And ultimately, have a wonderful night or day, whatever it is when you hear this, and peace. Also, be sure to follow the Linktree in the description, to follow Beyond Nuanda, Nuanda Archives, and all of my outlets, which all can be found in the link in the bio.